Everyone knows about the Concorde, the legendary supersonic jet that could cross the Atlantic in under 3.5 hours. But what if I told you that there was another aircraft, one that was even faster, more advanced, and, if it had succeeded, could have reshaped air travel as we know it? This is the Tupolev Tu-244, the forgotten Soviet superjet that could have made Concorde look slow. The Cold War wasn't just fought on the ground, it was waged in the skies. By the 1970s, the world was obsessed with supersonic passenger travel. And while the West had Concorde, the Soviet Union had its own contender, the Tupolev Tu-144, also known as Concordski. But the Tu-144 was a disaster, plagued with technical failures, a deadly crash at the Paris Air Show, and a horrifically loud cabin that made passengers feel like they were sitting inside a rocket. It was clear the Soviets needed something better, much better. That's when Soviet engineers dreamed up the Tu-244, a next-generation supersonic airliner that would be faster, more efficient, and more advanced than anything that had come before it. Unlike the Tu-144 or Concorde, the Tu-244 wasn't just about speed. It was designed for long-distance supersonic travel. With cutting-edge titanium construction, hydrogen-powered engines, and a fuel efficiency system decades ahead of its time, this aircraft could have flown at Mach 2.2, faster than Concorde, and covered distances of up to 10,000 kilometers without refueling. To put that into perspective, a flight from New York to Tokyo would take just 5 hours instead of the usual 14. Passengers would experience a smooth, pressurized cabin designed to be quieter than any supersonic jet before it. And it would have completely changed how the world connected. With such ambitious technology, why didn't the Tu-244 ever take off? There were 3 major reasons: the collapse of the Soviet Union. By the late 1980s, the USSR was falling apart, and massive engineering projects like the Tu-244 lost their funding. The fall of supersonic travel, rising fuel costs, strict noise regulations, and environmental concerns made governments and airlines rethink whether supersonic airliners were even worth it. Technological hurdles, hydrogen-powered engines were far too complex and expensive for the time, making mass production nearly impossible. By the 1990s, the dream was over. The Tu-244 was abandoned, left to be just another what-if in the history of aviation. But today, a new supersonic race is heating up. Companies like Boom Supersonic, NASA, and even Russia's own Tupolev are working on the next generation of ultra-fast airliners. Could we finally see a return to supersonic passenger travel? And if the Tu-244 had been built, would it have changed history? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most incredible machines.